Howdy, everyone. Where you been? What you been doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I know it's my fault. I haven't been getting on here. Today I am continuing in this video on my series about aging in place. Now, I have a lot of ideals to talk about aging in place. And that means that you're basically still in your home and growing older and adapting to living in your home in verse of being in a assisted living facility or moving in with one of your children. So that's what this is about. And today's subject that I want to talk about is safety in the home. Now, I have some ideas here on a paper. You'll see me looking down. And the first one that I want to talk to you about is storage. Anything that you use regularly, try to store it below your waist. Pots and pans, dishes, glasses, blankets, stuff in the bathroom, anything that you use it so you don't have to be reaching up or even worse, getting on a ladder and climbing up to it. Put it, arms level, eye level here or down below. Your pots and pans, they go down in your cabinet. They're easy to get to, plates, stuff like that. But anything else that you have, unless it's like a seasonal item that you only use maybe once a year around Christmas or Thanksgiving, then you can store it up and, get your ladder or your grabber and get it down. I'm talking about things that you use a lot regularly or even daily to keep them out level close to where you can get to them accessible. And the number 2 thing is, if you have pets, be aware of where your pets are at all times. It's very easy for you to get up to walk and not realize that your pets are following you and they get in between your legs or under your feet and you could stumble and fall. Now, I know that's true because it's happened to me. Thankfully, I didn't break any bones, but I did get a cut and a very nasty bruise on my hand from one of my dogs getting under my feet, and I didn't realize she was there and I stumbled. So just, if you're getting up out of your chair, maybe even call out to them, call their names so that they'll come within view so that you can see where they're at, and just be aware of where your pets are at. Number 2, try to have shoes that have safety treads on them, or at least some kind of a tread. No sandals with flat, smooth bottoms. You know how the ones that you used to wear in your 20s that were cute, they were slick on the bottom. Try to get something that's got a little bit of a grip to it to protect you for your slippage when you're walking. If you have to use a walker or a 3-prong walking stick, that's going to help too. But good shoes with good treads is going to be a very important thing. Now, when you're cleaning your house and you're mopping, when you're mopping your floor, I wrote down here, mop from the back side outward. And by that I mean, if you're in a room that you're mopping and you're not going to go back into that room, start at the back area and mop yourself out so that you can be out of the room completely while it's drying. Don't get in there and start mopping sideways or forward, and then you have to walk over that wet floor. Try to mop it at a time where you don't need to go back in there. Like if it's your kitchen, wash all your dishes up, sweep it, and get everything put away that you need. If you've prepared food, get the food put away, dishes clean, everything. And then mop it from the back side out so that you don't have to go back in there to do dishes or put any food away or anything like that. Number 5, lock your doors and get cameras. This includes your automobiles if you still drive. If you could get outdoor security cameras, that would be a big help. A lot of people nowadays have the Ring doorbells that show you who's at your door. And you can also get cameras that you can put around the outsides of your house that you can maybe monitor on your, you can set them up, I know, on your TV now with the way technology is. But if you've got a computer or a laptop, or maybe even your cell phone, I don't know. I myself personally don't have cameras. I would love to have a Ring doorbell, but I do have one of those little peepholes that I can look out of and see who's on my porch. When you're putting on your pants, sit down. Now, when I was younger, I could just like hold a pair of pants, step one leg in, step the other in. That's not the case now. I'm not as limber. Sit down, put one leg in, pull it up, put the other leg in, pull it up as high as you can, probably to your knees or your thighs. Then stand up and pull it the rest of the way up. This will keep you from, if you're holding it up and you put one leg in, you're stumbling like this, you're apt to lean too far and fall while trying to get into your pants. Have a first aid kit or even two around your house. Now, I only have one. It's in my living room. And I probably need to get two more. One for my bathroom and maybe one to put on the back porch. I very rarely go down into the basement, so I don't think I need one down there. But a first aid kit could come in handy if something happens to, even to somebody that comes to visit you. If you have a guest in there and they have children or something, they get hurt, you'll have a first aid kit where you can take care of any little boo-boos. And you can even use it on yourself if you have something that comes up where you need to apply first aid to yourself. And I think I've discussed this before. Remove rugs. Throw rugs in your house. They were fine when you were younger and could navigate your home easily. But as you're older now, it's very easy to step on one, and if you step on it just right, it can slide out. Now, I know most throw rugs have that rubber tread that adheres to the floor, but not all of them do. And in the case of a rug that you've had for quite some time, that part may have eroded off to where it's very slick. So it's best just to remove the rugs. If you have hardwood floors or linoleum or tile, you can navigate on that as long as you've got your shoes with your good tread on it. Tighten the legs on your chairs. Any chairs that you have in your home, kitchen chairs, footstools, bar stools, rocking chairs. Now, this doesn't include a recliner, but any kind of a optional chair that has wooden legs or even metal legs with screws. Periodically check them and tighten them. Now, one of my subscribers recommended to me when I got my shower chair that I periodically check the legs on it to see if they need to be tightened, because there was some crossbars that I put in it and it had little washers that went with it, and I was not able to get them washers in there. It was simply too tight for me to space them in there. So they recommended that just every once in a while to check it to make sure that sitting on it, getting up wasn't loosening them, and make sure that it was still tight. So that's a good idea for you. Now, this one is very important to people like me that have dentures. Cut your food up very tiny. When you're older, you may have trouble swallowing. For me, I have trouble chewing food on account of my dentures. I have to chew them up very tiny to swallow. There have been times when I've swallowed food that wasn't chewed up small enough or cut up small enough, and it did kind of get hung in my throat and choke me. So I recommend, even if you don't have these issues, cut anything up that you can into small, bite-sized pieces before you put it in your mouth. This is a very important one here. Have a fire extinguisher or two or even three in your home in prominent places and know how to use it. Now, I have a fire extinguisher and I have smoke detectors. My landlady provided those for me because this is her home and for my own safety. So if you don't have those in your home, if you rent, you can ask your land people to get them for you. If it's your own home, purchase. They don't cost a whole lot. It's a very good investment. Even if you just have one, put it in a very accessible area where you can get to it and know how to use it. This one place that I worked at, we had safety meetings every once in a while. And I remember on one of them, it was how to use a fire extinguisher. They took us all outside. They showed us how to use it. They set something on fire and they had each of us go up and actually take the fire extinguisher and use it and show us how to sweep the bottom of the flame so that if we were in an area at work that caught on fire, we knew where the fire extinguishers were because they had a red arrow on a pole up above them, and we could get that fire extinguisher and put that fire out. Handrails. Now, if you have steps in your home or outside of your home, have handrails. You can buy prefabbed, already made handrails, or you can do like my landlady did out in the back of my house. She took 2x4s and a big plank that was about this thick and made a handrail to put down the steps leading down into my backyard. Now, on the front steps, they're concrete, but they have a metal prefabbed handrail that goes down the side. And then down in my basement, there is a wooden handrail along the wall. It's very important to have handrails as you get older so that you can, especially like me, I have troubles with my knees walking. I can grip that handrail to help me get down. And here's another important tip that I just learned about recently. Count the number of steps, maybe outside, even inside your home. Know each step. Like me, I have 3 sets of steps. I haven't done this yet, but I need to. Count your steps and remember how many steps you have in each area. The reason for this, if there is a blackout, let's say the power goes out in your home and you're downstairs cleaning and crafting or doing something down there and it goes out, your basements are usually pretty dark and you can't see. So if you knew how many steps you could count while hanging onto the handrail, you could count your way up the steps. And also in the event of like if a tornado siren went off and you needed to get downstairs and the power went out, you could count. Even though you would have light come in behind you, you could see a little bit of your steps. It would still be a good idea to hang on to that handrail, and count 1, 2 as you walk down so that you don't get close to the bottom and think you're ready to step off. And let's say you can't see down into your basement and you still have 3 steps and you think you're at the bottom. If you try to step off when there's 3 steps, you're going to fall. So count the steps on each of your stepways and remember how many there are in case of blackouts. Now, when you're cooking, try not to wear, if you're wearing short sleeves or sleeveless, this doesn't apply. But winter's coming up and a lot of people will be wearing longer sleeved garments. Try not to have anything that's got a dangly sleeve. Now, this sleeve dangles, but just a little bit. But if I was reaching for a pot and I got close enough, let's say I had a pot here and another one over there and I was reaching in between them, I could very easily catch the end of that sleeve in a flame and catch it on fire. Then you would have to practice the stop, drop, and roll. And if you're like me, when you get down on the floor, you can't get back up. In that case, you would have to, to put the flames out. But try not to wear anything dangling when you're cooking. If you do, if you can, like if you can tie it up or push it back or even change clothes before you cook. Like when you're cooking your Thanksgiving dinner, change out any dangly clothes. In the bathroom, in your shower, in your tub, have a bath mat. This is very important for slippage. And I have had a bath mat in my tub for years. I think I even had a bath mat in my tub before I became a senior, just for safety reasons, because I prefer a shower over sitting down in a tub and taking a bath. So I'm standing in my shower. You have your handrails that you can grip onto, but a shower bath mat will be very helpful. They sell them at Walmart pretty reasonably. And then over the years, it would get deteriorated, and I would just take it out and throw it away and buy a new one. So have a bath mat in your tub. So that is the items that I wanted to discuss for you for safety. I hope these give you a little bit of an idea of some things that you can do to make your home more age appropriate so that you can be comfortable in your home. Thank you once again for coming to watch this video. I know I've been a little while away. I do have some more ideas for aging in place videos, so I will be doing them. Also have some more ideas for some road trips and some cooking videos, so be looking for them. Thank you everyone for coming to watch this video. Remember, your life is very short. Make it the absolutely best you can, and y'all come back and see us now any old time. Bye for this one.